You do what I tell you.
Yeah. And I say that apples and milk come back to dinner. Okay.
Yeah. Oh wait, they're looking. I have to act like there's emotion.
Hey, you hand that thing to me? Y'all know I won't play like that.
You play?
Yeah, the trumpet. The trumpet, but I don't really play no more, man, so like, who cares? A friend got sick, so I've been feeding him donkey milk. Just wanted to pop back and check your order. We have cricket fries and one of those salads the cook isn't too sure about. Okay, hey.
Uh-huh.
You ever need information on that bullfighter, you can just email me. Give you a I know
shout.
you know that.
Hey, where's the doggy?
Well, there was a doggy, not now.
Doggone.
There's a doggy right there. Is that the doggy? So where's the doggy? I learned how to cast the spell Ogre Smoke. Ogre Smoke's one of the hardest spells you can even do. I know. But see, I already know that already. Look, right now, I'm not sure I should talk about it. I mean, I accept that my goal here is not kicking the ball. But like, why don't I ever get to kick the ball? Hey, listen, it was fun how you dropped it again that time. Protein. They froze a mannequin. Freezer fraud. That's freezer fraud. Quit yelling. I'll fight you. I'm gonna do a fight. I'll fight you. Really? I'm not scared. I'll flick a plant into your eye. This is the kid's couch, and that badger's skin is now on my neck. I'm disappointed in your wrist size. Mom, I have to tell you who's awesome. Just run toward the other side, then I will pitch it to you. I thought there was an angel on top of the car, and it was just a mutant goat. Ricky? Where's my bunny? Ricky! I meant to tell you, I forgot what I was gonna say. I better sit back down. Yeah, literally 0 wind. Y'all know I used to babysit. I want the Papa Duke's rotten enchilada.
From the shotgun. Under pressure, going deep, far sideline, looking for Waddle. It is intercepted. But it's out of bounds.
I tried to celebrate what he said. I was out of bounds. He said, I said, yeah, he said, I was out of bounds. Oh, I got you so good. Oh, I got you.
Man, I done tripped over somebody's foot.
No, you didn't. That was all.
A bug just flew into my mouth.
Hey, ball. What was the penalty?
Holding 99 defense.
Oh, how? How? Hey, can I invest in some glasses for some people? Y'all got a fund for that? Like, it's not a bribe. I just want you guys to be able to see clearly.
Well, I appreciate that.
All right. Hey, y'all about to go back 5 yards. Don't worry about it. Oh, he pushed him. I'm just giving a halt. Thanks, bro.
Hey, long call. Comfy left, zoom, buster. 63 bang, Z Maui. Alert, Paradise, Z Burger, Y Wrap on one.
Hey, you gotta let them know. Come on, commit to it. You gotta let them know. Run or pass. Let's go. Gotta let them know. Run or pass. Run or pass. Let them know. 9-6. Let them know. Run or pass. Let them know. Run or pass. Nice and loud. Pass.
Chicken? Chicken? No thanks. That's what I thought. Just like, hey! Hey! Now, Giants bring some pressure. Dexter Lawrence has got him. Dexter Lawrence sacks him.
60 minutes, man. 60 minutes. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Let's go.
Hey, put there, Bill. Hoi, hoi, hoi. Hoi. Here you go, here you go, here you go.
No! 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 Yes!
Yeah, I'm him.
Backs up outside the 30. Hit as he throws it into the end zone, and it is nearly intercepted. He squibs it near side, and it is loose, and it's loose. The Jets say they've got it.
Doesn't matter, it's great defense.
And it's down to 25 seconds left. Looks, throws, middle, caught, touchdown!
Hey, can you put this in my locker?
Good evening. Welcome to the halftime Bible challenge, a little devotional here on the Home Bible Fellowships. We started doing this 4 or 5 years ago, I guess, maybe 6 years ago, where we opened up homes around Orange County, invited people to come. Some community groups gathering together, others just inviting others in the church to get together. And it's not because we think that church is unimportant and that football is more important. We think that getting to know each other on a deeper level and using what's one of the biggest events in our culture. I read somewhere that I think 1/3 of Americans will be watching this game tonight. And so using what's one of the biggest events in our society as an opportunity to grow together as a church family, as believers, as friends, in fellowship. And so, to be honest, because my Niners lost a week ago, I actually thought about just canceling this and having church because I don't really want either of these teams to win. The Chiefs beat us in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, and the Eagles beat us 2 weeks ago. And so if it's possible, I'm hoping that both teams are losing right now. But while you're there in the home where you're at, we have, I guess, 20 or 25 people in our home. And every year we look forward to this, gathering together and just laughing together, getting to know each other. Some that are in our home have been in our church for many, many years, and others are really brand new in our church or our school family. Just we've met them in the last few weeks or few months, and just a chance for people to grow. I usually, on these halftime shows, one, it's a little awkward for those that are in my house right now for me to be sitting there watching myself on TV, but I usually try to give a 10-minute or so challenge that is somewhat sports related, something to do with sports in some way. And the title of my challenge to each one of us tonight is Qualities of a Championship Church. Qualities of a Championship Church. And obviously it's Championship Sunday for the NFL. 2 teams, they won the NFC Championship and the AFC Championship, and now they're fighting for the National Football League Championship, what we call the Super Bowl champion. And I love sports. I've coached high school basketball for about 20 years. I coached college basketball for about 5 years. I played different sports growing up. I love so much about sports. And one of the things that I love about sports is what it can teach us about life. And the truth is, in the Bible, different writers in the Bible, Paul and others, they likened and they use sports analogies for our Christian life. Talking about being a runner that runs with patience, talking about being a boxer that fights the right way. Different sports analogies are scattered throughout Scripture. And so tonight, I want to challenge us as we're thinking about kind of championship football, if you will. What is a championship level, a high level biblical church that's accomplishing what God wants them to accomplish? What does it look like? I'm reading from a passage that we used a couple of weeks ago in our series, our Sunday morning series on Know Your Why, Acts chapter number 2. The Bible says in Acts 2, they that gladly received his word were baptized, and the same day there were added unto them about 3,000 souls. So you have a church reaching tons of people. That's a championship church to me. And then what do we see? It says, and they, that group of people, they continued steadfastly in the apostles' doctrine, in fellowship, and in breaking of bread, and in prayers. And fear came upon every soul, and many wonders and signs were done by the apostles. And all that believed were together, and had all things common, and sold their possessions and goods, and parted them to all men, as every man had need. And they, continuing daily with one accord in the temple, and breaking bread from house to house, did eat their meat with gladness and singleness of heart, praising God and having favor with all the people. And the Lord added to the church daily such as should be saved. What are the qualities of a championship church? I would suggest to us that the first one, and really these come from what does it take to be a championship team? The first one is a championship team and a championship church. They're focused on a common goal. The teams we're watching tonight, they've sacrificed family, time with family. They've given up things they want to do. They've put their body through great pains and workouts and practices, traveled thousands, tens of thousands of miles. Why? And by the way, not just these 2 teams, all 32 teams in the NFL. Why do they do that? It's for one common goal. They're trying to win this game right here. It's why they do what they do. They want to win that championship, that Super Bowl. And I would say, what's a quality of a championship church? A championship church is focused on a common goal. We want to please Christ. We want to share the love of Christ with others. We want to reach people with the gospel and see lives changed. And you know, when a church loses its focus on its common goal, when our goal becomes, I hope that I'm served well or my needs are met, I hope that this happens for me, when we lose sight of that goal, that's when a church loses its effectiveness. It's when we lose our salt, if you will, in the world. It's when we start bickering amongst one another. A championship team, it's not the defense is playing for themselves and the offense is playing for themselves and special teams. No, they're all doing their best in their area to try to win the championship. And as a church, if we're gonna be a church that God uses and gives great victory to, we've gotta make sure that we're keeping the main thing, focused on a common goal. What else makes a championship team, and I would say a championship church? It's generations working together. You know what a great team has? Both teams there tonight. I read somewhere the Chiefs, who won the Super Bowl 2 years ago after they beat our Niners. We had a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter, lost it and lost the Super Bowl. I'm not bitter at all. It's not still bothering me, as you can tell. I read that of the 53 active players on their team, I think I read only 10 of those were on the Super Bowl team. New players coming in, but they've built a culture of winning there, and it's generations working together. You have veterans on every good championship team, and what do those veterans bring? They bring experience. You have rookies and first or second or third year players. What do they bring? They bring a passion and a zeal. You have coaches. What do they bring? They bring wisdom and a big picture and leadership. And you know, a church is the same. Younger children, a strong children's department, youth department, young adults department, married couples, single adults, single parents, senior citizens. It's people that have been saved for decades and people that have never heard the name of Jesus, and they're all working together. It's not one generation fighting against another. It's not one generation demanding that the church cater to them and serve their needs. No, just like a great team has rookies and veterans and coaches, and they're all working together. Great churches have that as well. Thirdly, what's a championship team need? Strong leadership. A coaching staff that they're together and they know what it is that their team identity is. Are they a running team? Are they a defensive team? Are they an offensive team? They know what that is, and that's what a great church needs as well. Strong leadership. Would you pray for our church leadership? Yes, the pastors, and yes, our staff, but all of those that serve in our leadership, that we would have the same mind and the same spirit. Here in Acts 2, it says they continued in the apostles' doctrine. There were those that had been with Christ that were leading them, and they all came on board around the same cause, learning from those apostles, those strong leaders. Pray for the leadership of our church, that we would stand strong in this day and age, that we would stay true to gospel principles, stay true to those things that matter. What are the qualities of a championship team or a championship church? Number 4, sacrifice. Willing to put themselves on the line for others. What do you see in Acts 2? They sold whatever they had to meet the needs of others. They were willing to sacrifice for the work of God. You know what a great team has? A bunch of people willing to sacrifice everything they've got for the work of God. That's what I want. I believe Liberty has been for many years, but I pray with a double portion in new measure. That's what we'll see at our church and in our ministry. And then lastly, this is an interesting one. If you study sports at all, if you've been a part of a sports team, if you've ever coached, it's interesting. You know what the last characteristic I'm going to give you of a championship team, which is also of a championship church? Here it is: a true love for one another. Doesn't that sound funny? You're playing a violent sport like football. You're running 15 miles an hour into another guy as hard as you can. You're trying to catch the ball that's been thrown 60, 70 yards. You're trying to avoid 10 people trying to tackle. You would think one of the characteristics that would be most important was speed or strength or skill, and those things all matter. But you know what sets, in the NFL, every team has speed and strength and skill. You know what sets the great teams apart? They love each other. It sounds so strange. Professional sports, I read an entire book once about the secret, it was a book on basketball, NBA basketball, and they polled all the champions and talked about what was the X factor, what was the difference in your championship teams compared to your really talented teams that failed early. And without fail, they said, we loved each other. You take all of that skill and all of those giftings and you add love into it, and what a team can do is unbelievable. The same is true in a church. You take all the giftings in the world in a church, but as Paul said, if we have not love, we don't have charity, it's like a sounding brass and a tinkling cymbal. But if we have love, man, we can change the world. I like to watch NFL Mic'd Up. I like to watch when the players are on the field and they'll show the mic'd up segments where they have a microphone on and they're talking to each other. And all season long, every Wednesday, the 49ers mic'd up segment from the Sunday before came out, and I would watch it every Wednesday. You know what was amazing to me? Every single one, no matter who was mic'd up, without fail, as they were in their pregame warm-ups and they were working on technique, blocking and catching and running and tackling. They were working all these techniques and they're getting themselves psyched up and they're meeting with their position groups. The linebackers meeting here and the running backs meeting. You know what happened without fail on the sideline before every game? Over and over and over again, is those players would walk up and say, hey, let's go have a day. Have a good game. I love you, man. I love you, bro. I got your back. I love you. I love this team. I love you. They're getting ready to go hit each other at 20 miles an hour. And over and over and over again, what were they expressing? Not, make sure you do your job. Make sure you know where you're supposed to be. Hit really hard. No, it was, I love you. You're my brother. You're a family member. If NFL players feel that way, how much more the family of God? You know what we need in our church to be a championship team? We need to be focused on a common goal. Not fighting one another, but not fighting with each other, but fighting on the same side against the enemy. We need generations working together, that unity we see in Acts 2. We need strong leadership. You pray that we'll stand true and strong and teach the doctrines of God, the apostles' doctrine, if you will. We need people willing to sacrifice. And then you know what makes it all the difference in the world between a really good team that fails and a really good team that's a championship level team? The difference is the true love they have for each other. That's one reason why we do this right here, is to help you get to know some people a little better. Why? Because a great church is about more than just a loud choir or a talented musical team or people watching babies. A great church needs people that know each other, that love each other, and that are serving together for a common cause. So, the rest of this night, have some fun, get to know each other, maybe share a prayer request. Find out about that person that's near you, how they got saved, and a little more about their family, what they like to do. Let this build relationships that you already had, or maybe let it strengthen and begin relationships that you didn't really have. And let's do our best with God's help to be a championship level church. And then if you would, if you stop for prayer before the second half, pray for Brock Purdy's elbow, all right? It's the quarterback for the Niners. He's gonna have surgery in a couple of weeks. We really need that to be the 6-month treatment plan, not the 12 or 18 month. And so if you would, make that a matter of prayer and pray for the Niners to finally win a Super Bowl in my children's lifetimes, all right? It's been a long time and I need one. It would make me a better pastor, I believe. Well, I love you guys. I'm so glad that God put us here in this church. We love serving together. Enjoy the second half. We've made it so that this video is about the length of the halftime show, because usually what's on the halftime show probably isn't real content that's real pleasing to God and something that Christians ought to be feeding on. So you can go ahead and keep this. There'll be some more highlights that come on at the end of this. And then once this ends, turn it back on and enjoy the second half. Have a great, great week. Look forward to seeing you Wednesday night at our community groups. God bless you.
Stopped him here tonight.
34, Allen stepping up, and now floating it downfield, and Diggs is behind the secondary, stumbles, but brings it in. Buffalo touchdown.
At the line of scrimmage. On second and long, they will run it, and it is DeAndre Swift with a first down and more. Down inside.
Week 1 victory for Pittsburgh surprised everybody walking into Orchard Park and getting the win. Burrow fires, intercepted, picked off at a pick 6. Micah Fitzpatrick is an absolute ball hawk.
That's what he wants to feed off of, and it helps him call the game better. Third down and 1 as Taysom Hill took the snap. First down and a lot more, still on his feet, inside the 20, down the sideline.
This drive continues for Cincinnati, out near the 45. Burrow, deep drop. Burrow hit as he throws, popped up in the air and
5 minutes to go in the opening quarter.
Flacco, another deep shot is picked off. Marcus Williams inside the 30. Williams cuts it back at the 20, and Flacco.
Well, it's just being able to finish off these drives.
On 2nd and 10. On the blitz. Loose ball. Inside the 5. To the end zone. Touchdown Dolphins.
New set of downs from the 41 of Cincinnati. Play fake. Trubisky floats it outside. Zach Gentry. Big Zach Gentry breaks free. In
1st and 15 for Miami. That pass down the side. It is grabbed by Tyreek Hill.
Steelers crowd the line. Need a yard. A lot more than that. Foot race. Joe Mixon inside.
Good protection for Jalen Hurts, who takes a shot, and he's got A.J. Brown inside the 10.
And now it's on Matt Ryan. He brings in accountability, but they're not having a lot of success.
The flea flicker right out of the gate. He's got a wide open Cooks. He's there inside the 35-yard line.
Jones the block at the left tackle. Time for Fields. Now he'll accelerate to get the first down and break tackles, and he's off to the races. Oh, he got a terrific block down there by Mooney. He's in for 6. 61-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, Justin Fields.
Only running back out there. Here's the fullback, Juszczyk. Here's a shot. They've got Jennings. Jawan Jennings gets behind. So 3rd down and long. A twist up front, able to collapse the pocket. Fields keeps it alive as a wide open Pettis. And now Pettis down the sideline and in. Improvisation and a touchdown from 50.
Coming off an injury, tearing his Achilles week 16 against the Jets, and has worked his way back. Fake to him. Lawrence deep for Christian Kirk. He's got it inside the 20 of Washington.
Raven-type runs. One by Davis and the other one by Kenyon Drake.
Lamar winding up, going deep for Bateman. He's got him! Touchdown!
And then really on the key downs, those critical downs, it's been the defense that's been able to make the play over the offense.
Jones coming deep on this side of the field, and he's got a man open. That's complete.
Mayfield backpedaling, wide open is his man, Anderson.
3rd and 7 to start the 4th. Roger Saffold back in. And Allen hangs it, throws it deep. Davis is open. Gabe Davis brought it in to the 6-yard line.
27-yard gain, only the 2nd catch for Thomas. Again, an injury-plagued season last year. He only got into 6 games. Wentz, deep drop pressure on, gets rid of it. Sideline throw. He's got Terry McLaurin. And that's a Washington Commander touchdown. Well, Carson and Wentz and McLaurin spent a lot of time together as ETN shakes loose. It's still going. All the way into...
No timeouts. Trailing by 2. Winston with loads of time. Fires downfield.